Okay, we are back again with Play to Order, and today, Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. Kind of a long name. They just keep tacking words and numbers on the end of that. But, pretty good game nonetheless. Tokyo Extreme Racer started on the Dreamcast. That's where probably a lot of it was played. And then the PS2. Great logo. Great logo there. I really hope an adult drew that. And what racing... You're not a racing game unless you have a intro video that is somewhat obtuse, abstract, right? Starting with Gran Turismo. Man, Gran Turismo 5, if you've watched that whole thing, that whole beginning intro, you deserve a trophy right there. Anyway, Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2 was developed by Genki, which has nothing to do with the Saints Row character, but was a take on kind of import racing, and strictly import. It really didn't get into any North American cars and European cars like the Gran Turismo and Forza series. That said, these are not simulations like those other two games. You're coming to this game more for the experience of the initial D life, and not so much what it would actually feel like to race a car down these mountains in a simulation sense. Because right there, that is not simulation. That is anime. And boy, was Initial D awesome. If you've not seen that and you're a car guy, what are you doing? Kaido Battle. That's what that's called in Japan. They didn't even change it. Oh, there's the menu change. Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. Okay, so we're just going to do the organic conquest mode, which is just career. Look at that. Uses an @ symbol. Using Twitter handle names. Way ahead of its time there. Maybe not way ahead. This game was released on PS2 in 2007. Which is very late for a PS2 game. I guess not very late. They're still making them. Well, maybe they're not still making them. Last year, I believe Final Fantasy 11 might have been the last one to come out on PS2. But still, 2007 was after the PlayStation 3 had come out. Even a year after Persona 4, which everybody was holding on their PS2 to play. So at that stage, that late of a stage, I would imagine it's a pretty budget game, maybe $20, $30. The Kaido Circuit. Yeah, this is... It's just a fake Initial D. That's really what this game is. The original Extreme Racer was in the city. Meanwhile, these are out on the mountain courses. And you can tell it's a Japanese game with terms like emotional king. If anybody got really big, can you imagine a NASCAR racer with a nickname Emotional King? Absolute Emperor and Miracle Summit, which this stays in line with the original Tokyo Extreme Racer because they kind of had clubs in them and goofy names in them. Oh, if you want to use legitimate and actually mean what the word means, do not put it in quotes like that. It's actually the complete opposite of what legitimate means then. Okay, here's a callback to the original Street Racing Metropolitan Team, the 13 Devils, which must have been in the first 3 Extreme Racer games. They didn't make a 4th one, right? I think it was 1 through... maybe they made a 0. Yeah, they made 0 through 3, because why not? Let's not make a 4th one. And then the Drift 1 and 2, which I imagine this game's better than the first game, but we will have to try it out. Let's buy your new ride. Yeah, we don't want to buy a new car. Usually, these games, it never works out good to buy a brand new car right away. They give you some money, just like Gran Turismo. Here's some money, go buy a car. At least I don't have to go to 1,000 different dealerships to find the car I want. But they do have 7 used cars here. A CRX, which is just an ugly Honda Civic. Suzuki K-Sport, which probably did not come out in America. That does not look like an American car. The Corolla 11, Toyota or Nissan Primera, which must be is that just a different looking Sentra or Altima? 11 3-door. So now if you follow Initial D, this car will have a little bit of recognition to you. The AE85, which is the code name of the car, which is, in my mind, one of the greatest things about this game is they actually use real code names to their cars. Very realistic to different details. Even engine tags that, when you do an engine swap in these games, you actually select what engine tag to put in them. And if you're a car nut, that stuff just drives you crazy because it's that realistic. I mean, no other game that I can think of does that. Goes that far in that direction. But anyway, yeah, the AE85 is in Initial D. It is not the main character. Has an AE86, which is a Toyota Sprinter Truno, and his friend is kind of a wannabe racer. He ends up buying an AE85 in this exact color, I believe. Mazda 6. So this is where the new cars come in, maybe. Not a new car, but this car right here. It does not tell you what year that these are, but this model had to have been around that 2007 mark when this game came out. In a Honda City. Yep. Let's go with, if we're going to do this whole Initial D experience, we got to go with the AE85. Unless is the AE86 in the new car dealer? Probably not. They do have older cars in here though, for being a brand new car dealer. There it is. Get that AE86 going on here. Notice the default is the initial D car. They know why you bought this. Ooh! Got your new ride, eh? Eh? My 8.6, eh? Sponsor test to get stickers on your car. Everybody likes stickers. You know, whatever happened to that culture where you had a big fart can for your exhaust, a big spoiler on your car, and you had stickers for companies that you might have bought an air filter from. You just don't see that anymore. So let's go to the mountain. I really wonder about that nowadays. Do they just... What's the car for a teenager anymore? What's their dream car? Because it surely isn't the cheap imports anymore. I just don't see them. So the courses, we got Hiroshima, Hakon. Oh, just those two. Let's try this one. Oh, wow. So, quite a change in music where you got the happy-go-lucky on the menu and then just flat-out death metal. Check it out. This is where you're racing. Look at that hardcore 3-passenger car. 50 horsepower, it's up pure metal. This is the 2005 version. I don't think Mountain Pass has really changed that much between each year. But I don't live there. So we got the parking lot, which those come into play at nighttime. The racing in this game is split up between day and night. The day is your normal races, time attacks, that type of stuff. And then you go to the nighttime, just like in Initial D. You loiter in a parking lot, try and find some races against some other guys, and you race down the mountain one-on-one. But anyway, let's try a regular race first. And these come in two forms. You got the drift challenges, which you get points for drifting around corners and not hitting walls. But from my experience, this game, the controls are not that great. I'm not a cockpit guy. I like being on the outside. Oh. But man, this car seems so huge on this road. Oh. So yeah, if you hit a wall, you lose all your points going around a corner, which is not good. Do you see that, guys, on the right-hand side when you hit a wall? I want you all to remember that while you're watching this. As I suck at this. Oh, come on. Hey, got some points. That was expert. I don't think that was expert. Far from it. Second place, not bad for my first ranking there. And then the other races are just time trials. So we'll try one of those. I think the enable shift assist, I'm hoping that is just automatic and manual. I love driving manual in real life, but automatic is my go-to on these type of games because it's a lot to keep track of. If you had a wheel and a shifter, it'd be a little bit different. There's probably a way to keep this the default. do not know where it's at. Don't really care to try and find it. Because in racing games, the menus always suck. Always. I think that's a rule. And they make a racing game and they make a streamlined menu. They're like, no, we have to go back to the drawing board. We need at least 3 more clicks to get to this spot and get a car. 5 buttons for an oil change. Oh, little squirrely. Ah. We got the cherry blossoms. Another reason you can tell this is a Japanese game. Truly authentic. Ah, we got here the hairpin turns in those mountain passes. It's a daytime, nobody's here, right? Just go down the middle of the road. Oh. There it is. Get there. So yeah, the controls take a little bit of getting used to. It is not very simulation, and it's not very arcadey either. It's somewhere in the middle there. But if you take some time, you can get used to them. Unlike other games like Automodelista, which I love the art style in that game, but holy cow, the controls are atrocious. So that's what daytime has to offer. We can try Gymkhana. Those are, like, if you've ever seen Ken Block's videos, it's drifting around cones. It's not people like Ken Block does, but let's try cockpit, just see how it controls, if there's any difference. Ooh. Oh! That was close for our time. That's a good way to grind money in this game, that's for sure. For, 13 seconds, you can get 20,000 CP, which is probably yen. It probably is a direct correlation to yen, when you think about it. Oh. And this menu is not good either, because in this menu, the O and X are okay, and the square and triangle are cancel. Most games, the circle is cancel. It depends. Japanese games, a lot of the times O is okay. And that's where it's coming into play here too. Let's go to bed. Or let's not go to bed. Let's go to nighttime. This is where the game shines. See? Setting foot into the darker side. We're playing Renegade on this playthrough, guys. Just a heads up on that. Also, all the action happens on the BBS. So they were straightforward enough to have your username be a Twitter handle, but the rest of the news comes on a BBS. Which, maybe it's because that would be the underground way of doing it nowadays. Who knows? The mysterious shop. Okay. Let's find a race, guys. And we're doing Hiroshima at this time. Oh, we gotta go through this again. So hardcore. Oh, there's my car. Not that one. Unskippable cutscenes, guys. Cannot skip that. They probably paid a lot of money for that song. They don't want you to skip through that. Right into Japanese beat going on here. So, like I said earlier, at nighttime you enter the parking lot. It's not quite the Fast and Furious environment here. Just 4 guys hanging out in different parking lots. And you gotta clear them out, cause, hey man, this is my parking lot. You gotta pay the toll if you want to park here. I'll buy you a hamburger. I only go for cheeseburgers. A tip is not worth 59 cents. Sorry. Anyway, this is an SP battle. This is the mountain racing against one other person. You see the bars on top. Looks like a fighting game. It's not. If you get too far ahead, if you get so far ahead of a guy, he starts losing life on his bar there, and you end up winning. But that's not the only way to win. I think there is an actual finish line too. I would have busted through these wall rails many times by now and fallen to my death. So, I think I'm right in saying this, but Initial D, they made plenty of games for them, but none of them ever made it stateside, and that is a true tragedy. My all-time favorite anime. I'm not much of an anime guy to begin with. Growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, you had a lot of Dragon Ball Z stuff, and you saw some of that. But being a car guy, you cannot help falling in love with Initial D. An anime that sticks true to what cars are and has actual details and real models. Really cool. Really wish they would have kept going with that. I know they never really have a... It's not like it... They said, okay guys, we're done, right? But they haven't made any in quite a while, I think. Okay, I won. I know they made some really awesome Initial D arcade machines, and some of those are stateside in some arcades that are thousands of miles away from my home. But maybe someday, if we ever make it, have one of those in my home. Because the videos on those arcade machines just look awesome. But, yeah, this is the next best thing to a real Initial D game, I guess. Unfortunately. Not to put this game down. This is a good game, too. Oh, this is a ghost attack? Man, the ghost is kicking my butt. Oh, not anymore. And all these racers in these parking lots, some of them give you parts. If you saw the white little jelly beans in the parking lot, I think those just give you money, a small amount of money. But the colored ones, they give you extras like a higher amount of money, specialized parts for cars. I think some of them are actually, they're racing for their car themselves. But we're not going to get that far in this video today. This needs to get to Alex in Hawaii, so he can have some fun on this. I wonder if they have roads like these in Hawaii. I've never been there. Race down some volcano. That'd be pretty cool though. Okay, so this one's a blue one, which can't tell by the legend really that if it's a medalist or a trickster. And if you're have any knowledge of the Tokyo Extreme Racer stuff, they all have dumb names. Everything in here, all that stuff, terminology is just dumb. Okay, I gotta race the van. I control this parking lot, and my first order of business is, oh, it's not a van. It's a truck, one of those Daihatsu looking things. A van truck. My first order of business for my parking lot, no van truck guys hanging out there. We don't want people to have the wrong impression of us. Besides, we should be out like hauling stuff. This is not even a challenge. His SP is going down real quick. Oh, it stopped. There, he's done. Here we go. Load up all that shame. Load it up into your pickup van thing. And get out of my parking lot. One more. And we can start charging tolls. Trickster. See, must have sounded like a cool name when they were developing this, but it tells me nothing about what this opponent's even about. I hate bright lights. Which, that's pretty funny because it's called back to Tokyo Extreme Racer, which that was racing around in the city of Tokyo. And if you wanted to race somebody, what you did was flash your headlights, and the race was on. Which this kind of alludes to. Is your car HID, which is high intensity. You see those blue looking lights, that's what those are. Annoying. That's what they are. What kind of tricks do you have up your sleeve? Oh, these guys get intros. Oh, is that a Acura Integra or Honda Integra? I see. I had that car in my youth. Black even. But no problem for the AE6 86. Trying to figure out what his deal is, what the trickster part of this is. Is there going to be like I'm gonna pop my tire or something? just as a joke. I don't know what that distinction is. But I am starting to get in the groove as I hit a wall. I was starting to get into the groove of these controls in cockpit because it seems like cockpit's a little bit easier in this game compared to the outside camera, because the outside camera doesn't seem like the ratio is very true. The car looks huge compared to the road. And I won. Give me that money. There we go. Empty parking lot. We're cleaning up the streets again. It's kind of a good beat on this song. Dun, dun. Anyway, that's about what we're looking at here. You can buy... Let's go to the mysterious shop. Oh, what? What is that an icon of? It looks like a sock puppet that hung himself on a bright sunny day. How morbid is that? But it's a doll that sets your weather to fine. I don't remember that in any of the initial D stuff, so you're kind of going off canon there, Genki. Yep, we won everything. Dominated. So, guys, just wanted to tell you, when the night ends, that means a day has passed. And that also means get on the BBS. Everybody's on the BBS, why aren't you? Let's try a sponsor test. Oh, yes, they even make them like, fake stickers that you would actually see on import cars. Let's try... I want yours. Oh, an RSX. Sorry, Integra Type R, Honda. It is funny how they change names around for different markets. Never understood that. And then the only one that actually needed to be changed, they didn't. Back in the day, Chevy Nova, released in Spanish-speaking countries as the Chevy Nova, which literally means, in Spanish, it doesn't go. It's not a very good name for a car you're trying to sell there. Ooh. I do not have the groove. Fat Punk does not have the groove today, which that's the username the game gives you. Fat Punk, with a PH, which the spelling of that fat has gone out the way with all those big spoilers on the back of your old Honda Civic. Staying true to this game, I guess. "61 yards away, or 40? Okay. I got yours. Yours is mine. Yours contract added. Makes it sound like broken English, but it's not. I'll do takeoff too. What kind of car do I get here? A Celica? Yeah. The big appeal to this game is the, like I said, the initial D experience and the kind of the details of the cars. Okay, first four-wheel drive car here, and it does have a different feeling to it. Usually that's how I play these games, make enough money to buy the first Subaru, Skyline, or Lancer Evo. I think that's how a lot of people play those type of games. So four-wheel drive usually is the way to go in those games, for me anyway. Kicked your butt. That logo looks really familiar to something, and I cannot place it in my mind right now. Anyway, got two sponsors for us for our 1 day of racing. It's in the tuned car dealership for a four-wheel drive. An R2. 5 million CP, which I do not have. But yeah, that seems like a good spot to stop this video. Our beautiful initial D car there. Really treated us well. Had no problems to be in the game, even despite fighting off the somewhat bad controls in this game. I won't say they're bad controls. They fit a city racing game much better instead of bolting it on a mountain course like they did here. But yeah, if you guys have not played any of the Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift series, or even the Racer series, and you're really into cars, it's kind of fun just seeing the different cars and the details that they have in them, and kind of the different characters that they have in them that are enthusiastic about. The dialogue is even very detailed to specific parts in a specific car even. So that stuff is really cool if you're a car guy. Otherwise it's going to fly right over your head, and if you're just in it for the racing here, and if you never heard of Initial D, I would skip it. This is not the game for you. You're probably more into the arcade style like Need for Speed or Ridge Racer or Burnout. This game kind of fits in between those games and the simulation ones like Gran Turismo and Forza. It's definitely got the Forza and Gran Turismo progression system, but it kind of wants you to do the drifting like it's a arcade style, even though it's kind of got physics like a arcade style or simulation, just not as good as the Kings. But if those two games are the king of racing games, for me, this game is the emotional king in my heart. For a fan of Initial D, you can't go wrong with this game. But with that, we are probably going to put this video to a close here. Probably spent a little bit more time than I thought we would, even in a simple racer. But anyway, if if you all would please like and subscribe, because we are going to be doing more of these videos, 2 or 3 a week. And if you have a request of a video, your best chance for us to play it is actually rent or buy it from our website, because that is how those games make it on this show. So yeah, Alex in Hawaii, if you're watching this, this game is coming to you now. Everybody else, have a good one.